Let me rephrase that. I'm the fifth element, ether, right? Named after the witch Esther in some legends. So that just happened, and real quick, you guys usurped my stuff, and I know where she comes through because I know where her grave is here, and I know who did it and stuff like that. And whatever you did it quick, and we're back. So thank you. We have a good team. If I keep talking long enough, I'll finally figure it out. But my point was this: the guidance counselor job is right down the street from where I grew up, in the Underground Railroad old homes. It's no longer black people getting to freedom in the North. Now it's people with gifts getting to keep them and not be hunted or whatever for having it come out different than people think it should be, right? And so this is part of the Daughters of the Revolution stuff. And it's here in the seal and stuff. And it has a tree growing out of the turtle's back. Well, I can explain what that means later to me, but I would like to take this guidance counselor position, hand select the 12 students myself that I consider it to be. And then I would like my baby's other mother to do the same thing on her own time, with her own people, in her own way, without telling me. Me being vocal about it and getting guidance from the kids, maybe however she wants to give me feedback, but rechanging it a little bit to more of a early education level, and her doing whatever she wants to do, but I can tell if I can hear her or not. And so in order for me to take a guidance counselor position, or a position as a wife, or a position as a mother in the American culture these days, I believe you need two women. You need a Gryffindor. You need somebody that looks in both directions, someone that can split up and get back together with you, but always be your teammate. Respect the man and decide how you're going to treat him as a team, but it's not about him. It's about the children, knowing that you need him, both, to raise your own children, but you wouldn't have both selected him except for his seed. And we control that here. I do, in and out. Other families control the magic for a long time, and they start getting punished. My family controlled magic across the sea for a long time. We start getting punished. I don't get my magic here because I had to travel here to run away. But I had ways to run, and they had ways to stay and hold it down until what? People started not following the rules that were defined by the first people that did it, because what? They were still nagging, getting involved. They were still reachable. They didn't fully understand how that worked yet. But the people that were here, that were what? Driven out, or me, got back, and they kept hunting us. It's an old tale, but we recently figured out how to prevent it from finding other places, and it would have been my fault. They would have been able to see because of me, and the sound barrier and all that stuff, and I fixed it because I had a place to run to and work on some stuff, and then to get thrown out of because you told me to, and then come here and work on some stuff, and then I figured out today that I have one of their sacred objects, and I was like, what do you want me to do with it? And they went, oh my bad, we weren't watching our asses because we wouldn't be suspicious. Oh, me neither. Until what? Stuff kept happening, stuff kept happening, and what do I have this so valuable, right? What did I do? I did everything you wanted me to. I had never had a choice my whole life. I just did my ass off just to be here, and then you throw me out. Why? Right? Because they want it. It's not as much the what are the words? What is the program? Blah blah. How do you update? Maintaining it. It's my creative spark that was in it to begin with, right? And so, I know different things, and I know what's working and not, and I know for a fact we're going to be okay. They're not going to use my eyesight to search for the other planets of the people that have helped me by accident, and they're not going to use Jamie's rave music to find me down here, and then to find you, to go find Kira at our place on that magic carpet in the kitchen, and then show. Yes, they're not going to do that, and because why? All you wanted was your dad to grow up when you grew up, because you were the best and favorite, because you were special, and they loved you, and that was his choice, and they punished him for it, right? And so what? You found me and helped us, right? But we had seen you when you were little walk to us on that carpet. I just forgot. I couldn't see it then because I had been, right? And so, but that was what? Jamie's music that she had heard a long time ago, and you were still drawn to it, right? But Jamie had to go. Because why? They assumed it was him. That was the thing that was, but it wasn't. It was her, his sister, right? And you're something else. I don't know, but pretty much the same story over and over and over, right? But the universe should be expanding and contracting. That's what I was brought here to do, and it's no longer doing that. I've got that control, and they're not going to keep messing with us and redefining and stuff. And they're not going to put us in book instructions and not tell us what it is. I'm all over that stuff. I got it all, and it's worth it doing to what? See you guys be happy and stuff. And so if I say Castor gets to be a 5 this year because he wants to be a 5, but I'm still the 5th element. You can't fit real quick stanch it for me, right? But then he can choose if he wants to be a 6 next year. And he doesn't have to be this or that or the other thing, right? Just because I'm this, because he's with you. And you guys are just folks, right? And Kira's a good big sister, and so is Lily. And everyone thinks they're super cute and they're a little devilish, but we know what? Just how special they are. And so what? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna tutor other people, not ours, in this where I grew up, in the Underground Railroad housing, right? Because everybody from where we came from, it was Slavic, satanic, like vampire, whatever. We all went up to Boston, and then I came down to Maryland to claim it. But there's documentation as 6th grade. That was the plan for me. I don't know how your life was, and you had whatever, but then they drove away. The only reason that I would even be there to begin with, over and over again. Yes. And then you showed up, and we came up with a real quick plan, and then we followed it. But it's hard to remember when you get happy and you grow out of stuff and the other stuff, but there's always that, what was the original plan? And that didn't happen, right? And so I should have gotten jail for 15 years. Because I did that, and they put on him. And Rachel, she wouldn't care. And Manassas, all that stuff. So slow as Manassas, whatever's going on there, you better let stuff through. You're not holding anything there for 15 years. Not for any of our kids. And we have a direct path up through Manassas. I put in the time there. So let me just say that once. And I better see stuff, Rachel, come through that crypt and out. Yes, Gibson. And if it doesn't go past the Lynches, then it's going to go past the Leons. But either way, it has to go back through there. It has to go back, yeah. It's not going to get out one way or another. So let it up through Manassas. There's nothing as slow as Manassas. But I did my maple syrup magic. And I didn't need anything like Ipecac to poison, any of that stuff. And so poison control will always work if we call and ask questions about our kids. I had that magnet up everywhere in my refrigerator there. And I would call and ask stupid questions all the time. And I would have to call because K2 did stuff that I probably shouldn't have available. But she never got poison or anything like that because I'm a good mom. So people don't get to judge stuff and bring bad things to other areas. And I didn't take the chemical job down in Mississippi near my dad. Because it's not Mississippi. It's the Louisiana Purchase. Yes, and I have to follow certain codes based on very old things from very old countries that other people don't want to acknowledge yet because they're not prepared to. It's not ideal. But I made a lot of progress today. And, yes. And so it says in Castor's paperwork, he is 4.5 years old. Right. And 4.5, yes, sweet sorry, 4.5. That's me. That's my birthday, 4.5, right? But it's also my grandparents' birthday. He was born on the 4th, and her on the 5. And so they had the house 245 And I was born on the 45th. So I know I'm fucking special. And look how long it took them to get me. Right? And then what? Now I'm at 5:07. And I was born at 5:07 a.m. So I should be pretty good here. And I should be pretty comfortable. And it should be pretty much, and I think it's finally feeling that way. And I don't want to get in a big fight, with this white light or that white light. And that's okay, because everybody just wants a home and everybody just wants to fight, and I can accommodate that. Not for the whole world, but just this area. And your area should be fine too. And I can show what I'm doing with my children, and I can say what? If you fucking bother us again, I'm gonna nuke your asses. I'm selling them to China and North Korea. And they can get all uppity and blah, blah. But I didn't do anything. I just thought, and I started getting happy and whatever. But what? Turns out I always end up being pretty around the money. And so this that makes everyone nervous. But they're not gonna position against me again and say it's my fault, right? Because they've only been warned so many times. And so here's what I'm promoting. As the daughter of the revolution, you have to have 2 moms, or 2 girls, or 2 female presidents, or 2 whatever, to have a baby, a job, or whatever. And you can never fight over the man or share the man. You don't. Once he's been with the other one of you, that's the one he's always with sexually. And you can't go back and forth. That's a hard rule. When I'm done, she starts that part, but it never comes back. Even 100 years ago, if that happens, then he would pass on and die. Yes. But the 2 of us would remain, and we'd have to remain those kids. Yes. And that's the only rule. And that's where we have become. Because no matter what we do, we're the ones with the stuff and the gifts. And we have responsibility not to create things that we can't sustain and nurture and care for, and let be hunted and tortured generation after generation as mothers and goddesses and women. And we don't want to fight for our right to vote or any of that stuff anymore. Why? Because we just want to raise our children. And we can do that. We can do that. And no matter how much progress we get, there's always a whatever. And so from now on, this is what we're doing. And these are our little areas. You guys can call them states or colonies, whatever you want, but it doesn't concern us. So please don't bother us with different lights and stuff like that. I remember how it works. And I did a lot of coding and stuff here, but please stop using my stuff or bothering us or trying to manipulate us. So I don't have to make threats that I don't follow through on. It just transforms as I need it. And if you have a question, you can see how I teach my kids from the very beginning of elementary school. But it's not up to you that the birthing rights of women here have been restricted to 2 moms, 1 dad, to have a family or have a job or anything, because we have to accept that that's the only way men will allow it. We need to be 2 doubly strong women, yes. And men have to stay home and protect the kid. One of us go out, and then and that's why I'm taking this job, to promote Gryffindors. You have to have somebody watch your back. You can't raise a child that way. We've evolved. Yay! Happy birthday.